$44.8 billion for mayonnaise and bouillon cubes. You cannot tell me this McCormick and Unilever deal makes sense.
It makes perfect sense if you look at the global grocery monopoly they are trying to build. Investors are just terrified of the integration risk.
Rightfully terrified closing in mid-2027? I will be completely gray by the time this clears antitrust.
You are already grey, Nate, but the real story today isn't just overpriced condiments. We also have Biogen dropping $5.6 billion on Apellis. The rundown.
$5.6 billion for Apellis. Biogen isn't messing around with this rare disease pipeline.
They really aren't. And right on their heels, Eli Lilly is scooping up Centessa for up to $47 a share. The premium there is aggressive, Nate.
Classic big pharma panic buying. They look at the upcoming patent cliffs and just start throwing cash at anything with a successful phase 2 trial.
It isn't panic buying. Lilly has a massive war chest from the weight loss drug boom. They're deploying capital exactly where they should to diversify.
Agree to disagree. To me, it smells exactly like my old managing director yelling at us to find a target, any target, before the quarter ends.
Well, if you want a deal that looks like pure trend chasing, Lattice just bought Mandala to bolster their HR suite.
Ah, yes, the mandatory AI acquisition of the week.
Exactly. Mandala is billed as an AI-native coaching platform. I dug into the release and I still have absolutely no idea what it actually does.
It coaches your HR department to use the word AI on LinkedIn. That's the big one. $44.8 billion for mayonnaise and bouillon cubes. I love this industry so much.
And the market absolutely hated it. McCormick's shares fell right off a cliff this morning.
Look, I get the sticker shock, but you walk down the grocery aisle right now, scale is the only way you survive the margin squeeze. Unilever's food business gives McCormick total dominance. It is Hellmann's meeting Old Bay.
Hellmann's makes mayonnaise, Nate.
They make mustard too, probably. Whatever. The point is the shelf space. You control the flavor, you control the margins.
You also control a massive integration nightmare. I dug into the projected timeline on this. They are not expecting this to close until mid-2027.
Wait, really? 2027?
Mid-2027. 3 years of antitrust purgatory. 3 years of lawyers billing $1,000 hours while the actual operating businesses just sit there in limbo.
Okay, that is a lifetime in deal years. But put your banker hat on for a second. You are McCormick. You are already the king of spices. You buy Unilever's food division. You suddenly own the entire center of the grocery store. You can bully the regional grocery chains on pricing.
I am looking at the data, not the pitch deck. McCormick is trying to swallow a massive tangled division of a European conglomerate. Have you ever looked at Unilever's supply chain footnotes? It is a spiderweb. They operate in practically every country on Earth.
Which is exactly why Unilever wants to dump it. They want to focus on soap and face cream. High growth, high margin.
Exactly. Unilever is the smart one here. They are offloading the slow growth anchor. McCormick's management has a good track record with bolt-ons. I will give them that. Cholula was a great deal. French's was a great deal.
Right, they know how to integrate.
A bolt-on is not the same as a $44 billion mega merger. This is not a bolt-on. This is a completely new chassis. They are going to have to lever up to the eyeballs to fund this.
Debt is just a tool, Maya. If you are going to bet the farm, you bet it on something people buy every single week, regardless of inflation.
The institutional investors disagree. The share drop today wasn't just a minor correction. It was a massive red flag about execution risk. They do not believe McCormick can pull off the carve-out smoothly.
We will see who is right in 3 years, assuming the regulators do not block it because of a global monopoly on garlic powder.
Honestly, the FTC has sued over less.
Speaking of massive checks and regulatory headaches, Biogen just dropped $5.6 billion for Apellis.
Now that is a premium I actually want to dig into. Voices.
So the consensus from the analyst desks this morning is that McCormick's stock drop is just, quote, investor hesitation over the scale and integration risks of swallowing Unilever's food business.
Hesitation. That is a very polite word for pure, unadulterated panic. You do not just hesitate at $44.8 billion. You run for the hills.
Oh, come on. It is a brilliant defensive play. You own the spice rack. Now you own the mayonnaise and the bouillon. It is the ultimate global pantry monopoly.
They are projecting a close in mid-2027, Nate. 2.5 years. Do you know how much mayonnaise expires in 2.5 years? The integration risk is astronomical. They are trying to staple two massive, completely different corporate cultures together.
Spoken like a true skeptic who hates a beautiful synergy model.
I love synergy when it is backed by reality, not a banker's dream journal. Look at the total opposite end of the spectrum today with Red Cat.
Right, the drone guys.
Exactly. Industry watchers are actually applauding them. Shares are up, and it is a direct market endorsement of them buying APM Swarm Robotics and locking in that defense partnership with Ukraine's Spetstechno export.
Swarm robotics. It sounds like a terrifying sci-fi movie. But the market loves a clear narrative.
It is targeted, it is immediate, and the market gets the thesis instantly. No one is waiting until 2027 to see if the drone swarms synergize.
Fair point. I will take a drone swarm over a 3-year condiment integration any day. Speaking of things moving fast, the telecom rumor mill is completely off the rails right now.
Is this the Unity Group whisper?
It is way more than a whisper. TPG and T-Mobile are actively circling those assets, and we are tracking that stock closely tomorrow to see if a formal offer drops. Spill the tea? I'm telling you, the bankers are working overtime on this Unity Group thing. TPG and T-Mobile circling those assets makes way too much sense.
Does it though? I saw that rumor and immediately checked T-Mobile's recent filings. They're already stretched.
Oh, come on. Since when does debt stop a telecom deal? Leverage is practically a requirement in that sector. T-Mobile needs the fiber infrastructure.
I just don't buy the TPG angle. Private equity partnering with a major carrier for a REIT's assets? The structure would be an absolute nightmare. Who actually owns the physical lines?
That's the fun part. You carve out the hard assets for TPG and T-Mobile takes the network operations. It's a classic playbook. Watch Unity's stock tomorrow morning. If a formal offer drops, I'm claiming a victory lap.
I'll hold you to that. But you know what rumor actually made me do a double take today? Crown Reserve SPAC.
Right, a SPAC deal? What year is it, 2021?
Exactly. They're quietly plotting a $1 billion merger with Carvix. $1 billion for a blank check deal right now is incredibly bold, or just completely delusional.
My money's on delusional. But hey, people are buying weird things right now. GFL Environmental is apparently inches away from swallowing up a massive Texas waste operator.
Garbage is cash flow. It's recession-proof. It's honestly a much safer bet than trying to digest a multinational grocery brand.
Wow, the shade. You're talking about the McCormick drop, right?
Obviously. Investors absolutely hated the news today.
$44.8 billion for Unilever's food business is a massive pill to swallow.
The sheer scale of those integration risks is staggering. Plus, they're targeting a close in mid-2027. That's an eternity in corporate years. We really need to unpack those numbers. Tomorrow's radar.
I'm keeping my eyes glued to Unity Group tomorrow morning. The whispers about TPG and T-Mobile picking over their assets are getting incredibly loud.
Loud doesn't mean real, Nate. I'll believe a formal offer when I see a definitive filing. Valuing fiber networks right now is a brutal game.
Oh, come on. T-Mobile has the cash and the appetite. It's a classic roll-up play. You really don't think they pull the trigger?
Not at the premium Unity is probably demanding. I'm much more interested in the Churchill Capital proxy dropping tomorrow.
Wait, Churchill Capital 9? Are we really talking about SPACs again? What year is it?
2021 called, they want their blank checks back. But seriously, they're supposed to file the proxy for the Plus Automation merger. I need to read the fine print on the sponsor promotes. I guarantee you they hit a massive payout in the footnotes.
Naturally, bankers gotta bank. We'll see who's right about Unity when the market opens tomorrow.